Hey everyone, Mike Hagon at the Hagon Jones Homestead. The greenhouse on my lunch break here. Exciting day. So I did a previous video about how I plant pawpaw seeds. I did about 80 of them, 80 pots. I use the tree band pots here that I picked up locally. I put 2 seeds in each pot. 80 pots, so with the potential of 160 total. I think I'm sitting around 130, 140 successful seedlings. So it's now kind of early September here. I want to transplant these into single pots so they're ready to sell next spring. I have a couple, I have one customer that buys wholesale large quantity of pots. And then he resells them at farmers markets, and then I want to plant some of these out in my orchard and around the farm because pawpaw seems to be trendy these days. People are into it, people want it. It's a local fruit from southern Ontario area. Not much of it around, so it's kind of hitting that trendy list right now. So I've been doing pawpaw, for about 3-4 years. Failed attempts back at the old house before we moved out here to the farm. Last year was good. I had good success. They overwintered well. I left them out. I left them here in the greenhouse last winter. I think my fault with leaving them in the greenhouse is it does get warm in here, even when it's minus 20 outside. So the root balls would warm up, freeze, warm up, freeze. So I think I lost a few of those last year because of that. What I'm going to do this year is I'm actually going to put them into the barn where it's dark, cold. They're not going to get the wind bite. They're not going to get that kind of stuff, but they will just stay dormant for the entire winter, and then I'll pull them out in the spring when the snow melts. So today's video, I am transplanting my successful pawpaws, the pots that have 2 seeds. That have successfully sprouted, and as you can see here, it's kind of bright in here. I've got 2 seeds going in this pot. They're looking great. I'd say 12 inches, 10 to 12 inches, super healthy. I had these going in my basement on a table with a LED 400-watt light bulb and a southern facing window. They did well. I've had them outside for about a week. I put them underneath my spruce trees. I've got some big old spruce trees that block that sun. Pawpaw, for the most part, as I said in my prior video, those first couple of years, they're an understory. So they don't want full sun. So I'm trying to keep them there. They're looking a little rough. The winds picked up. It's September, so we're starting to get the winds. And the temperatures have been, a lot colder than my basement that's sitting around, 18 to 21 Celsius, right? So, they're surviving, but I definitely want to get them all transplanted and all into new pots before the snow flies. So I'll get all set up and everything like that, but this video is basically real simple, how I take a tree band pot with 2 trees in it and spread it out so they're both have their own pot. I'm going to plant them right back into these tree band pots. They're small, they're compact, they give a lot of root. Pawpaws, you can see out the bottom, pawpaws send down a very deep tap root, usually before they come out of the soil even. They've sent down a 6-7 inch tap root, so it's really crucial to grow these in deep pots. The first time I ever tried, before I still don't know anything, but I really didn't know anything back then, I put them into 3-inch pots. They didn't do so well. But these guys are doing a lot better. The ones I planted and sold have done really well. So I'm looking forward to it. I've upped my numbers this year. I think I had 50 total last year. This year I'm going to have, like I said, about 130, 140 before going into winter. We'll see what survives and dies over winter, but I'm hoping for that 100, 120 range. I'd be very happy with that. So yeah, I'm going to get all set up, and I'm going to show you how I separate 2 trees out of a tree band pot. All right, so I'm all set up. What do I have? I've got soil mix. This is purely Pro Mix, the most economical one I can get in the big bundles. I add a little bit of blood and bone meal I keep it in a coffee can because the mice around here absolutely love this stuff. So that's nice and safe. And then I put a little even keel organic fertilizer in there. You know, I don't measure anything. I should, but I don't. I just kind of take, I'm gonna fill up one of these, nice big handful, and mix it in, you know, just to give the plants a little extra nutrients. I have a 10 by 20 grow tray. I like to use this to break up the soil in this so I can recycle the soil back into the bucket. And then I have 2 extra 4 by 10 tree band pots. These are fantastic. I've reused these 2 or 3 times. So, you know, they're well worth the money. They are a little more expensive, but they're a nice, thick, harder plastic. And I always think, you know, less plastic I need, the better. And I'd rather pay more than less and have to use 3 pots. So here's, I mean, again, simple process. We've got our 2 trees. Oh, water. Gotta have water. But let's get that out of the way so everybody can see. Let's get those pots over here. So 2 trees. This part I'm kind of careful with. You know, I give it a little poke at the bottom, kind of loosen up those roots that are down at the bottom of the pot. Squeeze to kind of break that soil off the side, and then give it a little bit of a shake. And they are deep, so get it out, and then just drop it into the pot. So the soil or onto the tray. So now I've got my 2 plants, you know, kind of connected, intertwined with roots. These were planted this spring. So, you know, the roots are not huge. You can see them, but they're not too intertwined. So I wanted to do these in the fall as opposed to the spring because I was worried the roots might get a little too thick. So easy peasy, just get them a gentle break apart. So now we have our 2 root systems on our 2 plants, okay? One I'll put back in here. If you're working outside and you're doing a lot, I'd cover up the roots with a little bit of soil. You just don't want the wind to dry them out. And then I take my tree band pot. These have huge holes on the bottom, so you'll find you'll lose a little bit of soil out of the bottom. So I like to put a small amount in the bottom and really pack it in there in the bucket. And what I find that does is kind of give it a little bit extra sturdiness so you don't lose as much soil. So I'll try to do this on an angle. No, that's not gonna work, sorry. So yeah, so soil goes in the pot, pack it down. And then because the pawpaw have such a nice strong root system, what I'll do is I'll fill it up, you know, almost 3/4 of the pot. Go back there. Almost 3/4 of the pot. And then I will actually go in with my hand right down as far as I can and create that wedge. That way there's already some packed soil around the tree when I put it in there. Otherwise, as you're packing the soil, you're pushing the tree farther and farther down into the pot. You're curving the root at the bottom that you want to be nice and straight, and you're risking, you know, kind of a J-root issue. So I can feel the root touching the bottom, and I'm not below. So I'm going to even go further down, really force that open. See if that's going to work. Yes. So there, it's nice, it's loose, the root is still dangling off the bottom. And then I'll hold it about where I want it to be and fill in around the roots, nice and easy. You can see I've got it a little high, so the roots are still right at the top of the pot, but it will go down obviously when I, oh, it's like hurting the plant, like when I pack it in, right? So because of the root system, and again, you know, I'm very new to this, but I like to be gentle. Because the root system is so wide, when I pack, I literally, you can see here, go right down on the outside, right? That way I'm not squishing the roots too much. And packing on the outside. And then I'll fill those holes in that I created. Okay, and then 2 fingers, get right into the corners. And kind of give it a nice solid pack down. So the roots have some sturdy soil to hold on to because it is windy and they are now living outside and they've had no wind their whole life up until a week ago. It's been a still basement. So there we go. So that is tree number 1. You can see it's fairly sturdy. Like I said, I really packed that soil on the bottom, so hopefully it doesn't fall out. And that's one. So a little bit of water at the end, just to really fill in around those roots, make sure that there's no air pockets. All right, that is tree number one, a thing of beauty. Let's put that over there and finish off number two. So again, like I said, soil in the bottom so I can pack it down so the soil doesn't fall out those giant holes. Okay, then I fill it up 3/4-ish. Okay, put it down on a smooth surface. Wedge my hand in, making it nice and deep and packing the soil up against the walls of the pot. Okay, take the tree, find your soil line, go down. So this one's got lots of room, that's great. And so clean up some of this soil. Get it up nice and high, hands down the sides, pack it in nicely, fill up the holes you just made. You know, and then I always find it amazing how much this Pro Mix packs down, you know. So that's that, and then one little top dress of nice light soil. We are golden. That's two. Okay, let's get that one out of the way. All right, one last time. We got the pots. Kind of give it a bend. Get it all broken up. See the root coming way out here. That's a huge root. So kind of push from the bottom. And then, oh, that one was smoother. It's not as rough that time. So now they're all separated. I'll cover that one up. Fill the pot up. Packing down the bottom, filling up about 3/4. Create the space. That is a huge root system. This is the best one yet, flat out. That is amazing. And then top it back up with soil. Okay. Well, that is it. That is all. Thank you for checking out the Hagon Jones Homestead video on splitting 2 pawpaw trees from one pot. you know what, it worked out perfect. I had great success on the seeds I received. Super happy with the way it went. You know, I will update. Some of these will be going in the orchard. You will see that video of these either getting planted or of them in the orchard when I do the orchard tour. So that's fantastic. I'm excited to see how they turn out. Thank you for checking out our video. We really appreciate it. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel. It's super important. You know, that kind of those kind of response, that kind of, you know, like and subscribe just keeps me super motivated, gets me making videos. If you have any tips, tricks, trade, you know, you're a seasoned vet and you've got some advice, please reach out, comment below. Let me know what I missed, you know, how I can add and how I can improve. You know, any feedback is greatly appreciated because I'm learning as I go. Once again, thanks for checking out the video and you have a fantastic day.